Welcome back to the Wednesday Night War. And now I hope you guys enjoyed it, because I'm trying to do the Wednesday Night War earlier after the Wednesday Night War happens, and it's now Mustaine and not Deion Sanders for prime time.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, the PRIMA, coming back at ya.
He coming back for the review. Oh, it's gonna be a good one. It's night two of it's night two. So it's night two of Great American Bash and Fyter Fest. So we gave NXT the win last week. So did Fyter Fest come out swinging? How did Great American Bash keep the momentum going? I have to say, both these shows were neck and neck tonight.
Yes, it was, just like neck bones.
Yeah, it's gonna be all like neck bones.
I can't do this the whole time.
I know it get your throat all raspy, don't it? Get your throat all dry and everything. So we're gonna review NXT, then we're gonna review AEW, and then we're gonna see who won overall in night two and who won the overall event. And like I said, because this was a neck and neck. This is a really hard one for me, but I think I have my answer. So we're gonna start off with NXT Great American Bash Night 2. So we are here. We're gonna get the double, the winner take all championship match at the end of this NXT. So we kick things off with a great opener. Candice LeRae taking on Mia Yim in a street fight. And you know what I like? Because a lot of wrestlers don't do this. Sometimes when it's a street fight, I like when they come out in their street clothes to fight.
Yeah, they always make sense.
Yeah. Because sometimes when they come out like their wrestling gear, sometimes I'm like, okay, yeah, it's all cool though. But I'm like, when they be like a street fight, I like when they be like, remember back in 2005, Edge versus Shawn Michaels in a street fight on Raw, and they came out there with the DX shirt and the Red RKO shirt and the jeans. Yeah, that's how you have a street fight. So
Ciampa used to have those pants on.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, that's what I like. So Mia came out in her butters, her shorts, and her HBIC shirt, ready to scrap.
Well, I mean, is it her gear already street fight gear to begin with?
Fair, but this one was just like, yo, she stepped out the crib in LA, like for real. And Candice LeRae, had her Candice LeRae, ripped shirt on, and then and then I was like, this is what Candice LeRae looked good, because I told that her wrestling gear looked so silly to me. But but when Candice LeRae's in regular clothes, man, so. They go behind stage, and then they just come into the ring with the kendo stick shots. Pop, 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 going off at it. These women are taking some hits. We get the pile up chair spot. I'm like, oh god, I don't know how I'm gonna like this. They battle towards where the stage is at, and there's like this little small platform. Mia Yim is up on there, and then Candice hits her with the fire extinguisher, old school Attitude Era. Goes up, beats her down a little bit more, but then Mia Yim kicks Candice off and then gives her a front drop kick right off the stage through this table. And I'm like,
oh, they kind of fooled me a little bit.
You say what?
I thought she was gonna go up on the ladder. I thought she was gonna
go up on the ladder too. And she fell down through the table. And it was like, oh, that shit hurt. So after she goes to the table, they can head back to the ring. They pull out Candice pulls out a table and lays it across the top rope, and I'm like, okay, that's going to be the platform. Because I was about to say, at first I thought that maybe somebody would go through it. Like Candice LeRae is not above taking that bump. Okay.
Then she heard that a million times before. Why won't she do it here?
So then she goes. Pulls out more chairs, and they pull out the garbage can. Mia Yim puts the garbage can on Candice LeRae, gives her a big boot, then gives her the Rolling Thunder in the corner, or that Rolling Senton in the corner while her trash can's over her head. And then the cannonball. See what Kevin knows me doing the cannonball. Then Mia Yim has some brass knucks. That's not likely for a face to do that, but she has some brass knucks. And then,
but she's from the hood, so it makes sense.
Yeah. She couldn't get Mia Yim. They both climb up on the table. Candice LeRae kind of like pries the brass knucks out of her hand on the table. Gives Mia Yim a shot in the head with the brass knucks. Then gives her spinning neckbreaker finisher off the top rope onto a pile of chairs. Now, I'm not a big fan of the whole chair spot, but when she did that, that looked clean. I was like, oh, that is done. And then Candice LeRae beats Mia Yim in the street fight. Great opener, great street fight by these women. Like I said, it wasn't going to be on the Candice LeRae of crazy shit that she usually does, but this is going to be a pretty good street fight, and it was. And Candice LeRae picks up the win here, so I thought it was really good. Your thoughts?
Oh, I thought it was on like net bones. I did good. Shake it, nigga, quack quack.
Thank you, Black Snow.
I'm Black Snow.
Yeah, they both get a ovation. They was on the mat for a long time because I'm like doing a swinging neck break onto them chairs like that. So I got hit with one of them chairs before, and I got hit with the cushion one. That hurts. So imagine with one without the cushion, and it's falling on that, and the way me and fell on that, like yo, she need a minute on that one. Bronson Reed is taking on Tony Nese. Tony Nese has come out with the Great American Bash gear on. He's kind of taunting Bronson Reed for not having an 8-pack, but Bronson Reed has just been playing with him. Nese goes to like leapfrog over him. He pushes him down, does a senton on him. Does the big man little man game. Then hits a clothesline on Nese, turns him inside out. Then does a splash from the top. Bronson Reed wins the match against Tony Nese. It was a good filler match, to say the least. So I had no problem with it. How about you?
Yeah, good filler match. I didn't really care about this match because it wasn't really, advertised like that. But Bronson Reed got the win anyway, which they can build him up since he's younger than Nese in the sense of NXT standards go.
I mean, I liked the thing he did. The match in the competition he gave Karrion Kross. So I'm cool with that. We have a video package for Mercedes Martinez, and then Robert Stone comes up and with Aaliyah talking to Shotzi Blackheart and joining the Robert Stone brand, and then she doesn't want to.
Shucky Ducky Shotzi.
And he throws the cup and he gets mad. Like nobody turns me down. That he finds out that he tossed on Killian Dane. He gets thrown into the thing, and then Shotzi Blackheart rolls over Robert Stone's leg. And he was like, "Oh my God, somebody help me! I'm dying!" It was funny. And they went to commercial, but he still had the little thing over the screen showing them trying to get the tank off of his foot as the Undisputed Era is making their way into the building. Which now we get our next match: Isaiah Swerve Scott taking on Johnny Gargano. I knew from jump this was gonna be good. In the beginning, they are playing with each other. It's kind of like you're playing like a fighting game, and everybody's hitting the reverse button, and you're just like missing all the moves. And it was good because they go to the outside, and then they fake each other out that way. He tries to go super kick. Gargano goes down from the bottom rope. He goes for a clothesline. He does that little fall back on his back and then do a kip up. It was great. So they go, and then they go back into the ring, and then they do a little bit more action. Gargano controls the matchup, goes for a Gargano escape, but Swerve gets out of it, hits a house call, but doesn't go to pick pin Gargano on time. He has Gargano on the tombstone. Gargano gets to the ropes, then he turns it into the JML driver, which was nice. Gargano kicks out, and then Swerve goes onto the apron to try to jump, but Gargano swipes Swerve and takes him on the outside, gives him a poison rana on the floor, and then puts Isaiah in the ring.
That must have hurt.
Yeah, and then hit the one final beat DDT for the end. Gargano picks up the win here. Awesome matchup by these two. It could have gone longer. We could have got more out of it, but obviously we got a lot more things going on here. So Gargano picks up the win here. Your thoughts?
Of course, Gargano's getting a little push here, but I still eventually.
Your throat hurts.
Got to win some kind of matches.
I'm about to say, your throat hurts.
I'm gonna need Isaiah Swerve Scott to win some kind of matches here. He's very good, and I don't understand why you gotta fight the people that just happen to have pushes at the moment. Why can't you fight Kevin Grimes and beat him every single week?
Oh, because your boy Kevin Grimes got something to do with Damian Priest next week. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. We getting ready for 6-man tag team matchup as we got the hype piece for Tegan Knox. We got Legado del Fantasma, I guess that's what they calling the group now, versus Breezango and Drake Maverick. Breezango had a Los Conquistador entrance, And Drake Maverick came out to get all serious. It's amazing Drake Maverick's the one that get you serious, right? And then they all come out.
Yeah, it just really don't make no sense.
Drake Maverick wants to start.
Just peed on himself in public.
Yeah,
that's the man that's the most serious. Just don't make any sense.
The whole matchup is Drake Maverick trying to get Escobar to tag himself in, but he's a very patient guy. And then Fandango and Tyler Breeze are taking the brunt of the matchup, showing awesome stuff with the other guys. And then eventually gets to the corner. Escobar gets the tag in, hits a couple forearms and everything. And Breezango's taking care of the other people. Then he hits Maverick with the Phantom Driver, and then it ends. So Legado del Fantasma beat Breezango and Drake Maverick. So as he pins Drake Maverick. So obviously this rivalry is not done just yet, but hey, that's what happens. I
knew it was gonna be an easy win.
Yeah.
I just knew it.
Michelle interviews the Garganos. They both won tonight. Gargano beat Swerve, and then she beat Miriam in the street fight, and they're the best couple in the world. And then he would be challenging Adam Cole tonight if it wasn't for Finn Balor. And then they have and Cam's like, we got plenty of wrongs to right, so they're gonna set some fireworks off on their own. We know what that means. So, we get the debut of Mercedes Martinez versus Santana Garrett. So we already knew. I don't know why Martinez was getting booed. I thought we was a fan of Mercedes Martinez, but I guess he told him.
I guess that she's a big dominant person. They don't like that in NXT.
I guess so. So Mercedes Martinez defeated Santana Garrett with the Fisherman Buster. It wasn't really much of nothing. It was just a debut to make her look strong. About time that she finally got over there. Damian Priest cuts the promo on Cameron Grimes that next week they're gonna have another match, and then when he's done, he's gonna make sure that everybody is gonna know that Grimes is a little bitch. So they have the whole who's gonna win the main event from Mick Foley, from Shawn Michaels, stuff like that, and people make their picks as we get ready for the main event of Keith Lee taking on Adam Cole, North American Championship on the line, along with the NXT Championship on the line. So this thing is a good back and forth match.
Yeah, good back and forth. Keith Lee got some good moves in. Adam Cole got some good moves in. The whole time I was going shucky ducky quack quack because it was all on and pop.
Keith Lee catches Adam Cole, hits a spirit bomb, and Adam Cole, and then Adam Cole pulls a Kevin Owens from WrestleMania 33 by getting one finger on the rope. And then
that was a good move there. Not really used often, but when it's used, it's good.
Yeah. So they go back and forth. Keith Lee hits a pounce on Cole, one hand spine buster, and then he goes for a moonsault, but it's still not over. And then he sets him up for the Big Bang Catastrophe. Cole slips through, hits some super kicks in the midsection, and goes sets him for the last shot. But Lee kicks out, so he goes for a last shot again. But then this time he catches Adam Cole and turns it into a spirit bomb. Actually, this is after Adam Cole hit the last shot on Keith Lee, and Keith Lee comes out. He goes for Panama Sunrise. He picks him up, hits a spirit bomb, then a Big Bang Catastrophe, and Keith Lee defeats Adam Cole, and he retains the North American Championship and wins the NXT title. Now, hold on, pause on Black Smoke. I want to hear from Primetime. I want to know, what do you think is coming for Keith Lee after this?
Killer Cross. It's coming for either person, of course.
So I'm saying, do you think that it's going to be like Karrion Kross takes the North American Championship and Keith Lee remains the NXT champion?
Nah, he going straight for the NXT Championship.
So do you think Keith Lee loses the NXT champ. Like he's a transitional champion. He loses to Karrion Kross, and then he keeps the North American Championship.
Maybe, I don't know. I initially thought that they was gonna give it to Cole just because of all the stuff they built up. Karrion Kross was for Adam Cole.
But Keith Lee did break his clock.
Yeah, but I'm saying even before then, they came by and they put the clock in the middle of the ring while Adam Cole was in there saying your time is up and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I just thought when they did it that well for Adam Cole, they should at least had him be the one that he beat when they that little spot alone.
Yeah, I mean I agree. So I mean, the confetti comes down. Karrion Kross and Scarlett are watching from the rafters. So that was NXT for when it comes to their night for Great American Bash. Now it is time to go over to the competition, which is AEW Fyter Fest Night 2. So we got a couple.
It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, gang's all here. We are ready for it. So we started with Night 2 with the tag team match player, and this is for the AEW World Tag Team Championships because I didn't know they earned a shot at that. But hey, it's Kenny Omega, Hangman Page taking on Private Party with Matt Hardy. Private Party is
you mean Matt Hardy, P.S. Hayes?
Matt Hardy, P.S. Hayes. You're absolutely right. They are, pretty good in this matchup, even though, and once again, these guys obviously have some good chemistry where it goes from tossing each other into the German suplexes. So many moves to go back on, but there was a point where I actually thought that they could actually pick up the win here after Kenny Omega has him up, or Kenny Omega has Isaiah Cassidy on the shoulders, does the whole running steamroller, then does the monkey flip to Mark Quinn, and he splashes right on to Isaiah Cassidy. I thought that was that was cool.
So just real quick, I was watching that part in particular with my grandma, and he did the roll through, and she was like, they need a little bit more work. He need to make that look less fake. I said, what you talking about? She said, you see how he rolled on his feet? I said, yeah. She said, yeah, I'm talking about that.
Oh wow.
I said that's a part of the move. She said, oh, okay.
So are you talking about when he monkey flip Mark
when
Quinn?
He does the you can't escape. When he does the you can't escape, he has, yeah.
Oh, I got you. Oh man,
like, that's a part of the move.
Yeah. Oh man, she got to be a little less fake. Wow. Go ahead, Grandma. Adam Cole comes in, power bombs Mark Quinn right on Isaiah Cassidy. But then Cassidy, they fight some more. Cassidy flips Omega to the apron. Quinn goes up to look for a 450, but Page avoids it. And then Page goes for the buckshot, but then Cassidy gets underneath him. You know what I'm saying? So they're going back and forth here, and it's pretty good. We go for Private Party's looking for the gin and juice on Omega, but he hits the V trigger on Mark Quinn, and Page power bombs Cassidy off the top, and then hits the last call.
Yeah, that's how I knew it was over.
Yeah, I said, well, that's it. So they retain the tag team championships. They talked about Cody on Hot Ones. I gotta see it because that's why they do. They keep talking about it. On July, talk about the game show on TNT on July 14th. So you want to see Cody eat super spicy wings? Then keep that in your calendar. Lance Archer's up next with Jake Roberts taking on Joey Janela with Sonny Kiss. So Lance Archer brought Sonny Kiss down to the match on his shoulders and just threw him into Janela in the ring. I'm like, wait, what happened? And once again, I know that's the whole Lance Archer getting beating up somebody right before the match starts. But Joey Janela is fighting back, hits a dive kick and dives to the outside on Lance Archer, pulls out a table, sets it up on the outside. And even though it's not a no DQ match, I thought it was, but Lance Archer is just beating the crap out of Joey Janela. And then he goes and pounces him on the ropes, and the way Joey Janela sold it was great. It really was. And then, but Janela tried to hit the comeback. He's a DDT on Lance Archer, and then when Jake Roberts tried to get into the ring, Sonny Kiss hits a 450 on Lance Archer, and then they go for the pin, but Lance Archer kicks out at 2. He tries to go for a super kick, but then George Janela goes to the top. Archer grabs him and gives him the blackout off the apron through the table, and he almost didn't get a rotation on Janela. Starts banging his head onto the floor a couple times to put him inside for the pinfall. Lance Archer beats George Janela, which we knew was going to happen.
Yeah, we knew that was going to happen, but we just didn't know how it was going to happen.
Yeah. We see Darby Allin at home, jumps off a crate into a box of sponge, just he's being awesome at home. So Tony Schiavone's in the ring because we got to talk to Taz and Brian Cage since we're not having that match tonight. Yeah. So he says it's going to be a monumental moment. All right, Mox, so make sure you're paying attention, Mox. And he says, so to defend his AEW champion, Brian Cage, it won't happen until next week, but he is rewarding Brian Cage the championship, and Taz brings back the FTW championship. For those who don't know wrestling or don't know Taz from ECW, FTW, the Fuck the World Championship. So, he thinks Brian Cage should go to Fight for the Fallen as a champion already. So I like that. So he hands him the championship. He said Mox is done for. So,
do you think this championship is going to be in canon?
It should be. Because it's Taz's special championship. So as long as if Cage is with Taz, he should keep it. So yeah. Then here comes the Fury. Here comes the Fury. We get the Young Bucks and FTR versus Butcher, the Blade, and the Lucha Bros. 8-man tag team matchup. Of course, this matchup starts off, a little bit on the slower side, and then it ramps up. There is just no more tags or nothing. They just go Young Bucks and Lucha Brothers kind of style matchups all the way through. I have to say, there is a spot in this matchup that, literally almost scared the crap out of me. And
I know what spot you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
That big old Canadian destroyer.
Yeah, so they all on the outside following. We gave him follow spot. Phoenix runs, grabs Matt Jackson, gives him a Canadian destroyer over the ropes onto all the guys on the outside. He almost overshoots everybody, and they almost come down on the floor, but he ends up getting everybody on there. I'm like, my God, that was crazy. FTR hits a spike pile driver, but Cassius pull off the apron, and then Nick Jackson helps. So then now we're getting the tag team moves from the Young Bucks and FTR, and then
I knew this match was going off the rails when I seen one of the FTR hit a super kick.
Yeah.
I knew it was off the rails at that point.
Yep. Then they also hit a it's not called a what they call the old finishing move?
You can call it what you want. No, it's a joke. It's called the Good Night Express.
The Good Night Express they call it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So back inside, Matt super kicks Dex by accident, allowing the Lucha Bros to hit the driver for the win, and then the Butcher and Blade Lucha Bros win. We see Big Swole arrive at the building. Two people stop her from entering and say she's been she has to leave. Britt Baker has her suspended her for kidnapping. 1-on-2 handicap match. We see Nyla Rose versus Kenzie Page and Killian King. It is.
The fight against Nyla Rose. None of them gonna matter.
Yeah, Nyla Rose is there, and she starts off, and she just basically beating the crap out of both these ladies. She hits a power bomb on the Page she throws King onto Page and pins both of them for the win. So it's Nyla Rose. She gets on the microphone, and everybody wants to hear what she has to say. And she says actions speak louder than words, and her actions speak for themselves. She says she's seen a lot of great wrestlers with managers, so she hired herself one. She not really tell us who it is, but all the people with managers are champions, so hers will ensure she'll beat Sheeta for the women's championship. Who do you think her manager is going to be? It got to be a legend. Do you think it's a woman legend or a man legend?
I don't know. It could be Jazz. A lot of people talk about her and Jazz together.
Yo, Jazz will be dope. Jazz will be dope.
Maybe Awesome Khan could come back and be her manager or something. Who knows? Who knows?
Yo, what is?
We'll see what happens with Nyla Rose. It's coming for you.
Side note: what is Nyla Rose? Is she like Native American?
I thought
No, I wasn't gonna say that.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think she. I thought she had some black in there. I'm not sure.
I mean, she could. I'm just saying, is she like black, brown, or red? I was like, it's one of them. I was like, I don't know what it was. So I was just curious.
Thought you were having a Jim Ross moment there for a second.
No. We see Coco Bennett having a massive bruise over his ribs. The doctor said he'll be fine. So Mr. Brody Lee comes in and says that he wants him by his side for this. He'll make sure nothing will happen to him. So we get the Dark Order and Coco Bennett taking on SCU because Christopher Daniels, if you wouldn't mind saying it for me, the Dark Order sucks. So we have the Dark Order in this matchup as the rest of the members of the Dark Order stand on the stage watching the match as it progressed. Honestly, I cannot get into Dark Order matches at all. I necessarily do not care about it. But Brody Lee hits the Black Hole Slam on Kazarian. Daniels knocks him out the ring for a suicide dive. Once again, Daniels is that man, 50 plus years old, still can move. They go back and forth.
If only he can bring back his best gimmick he ever had, which is Curry Man.
Stop it. He was suicide for a point too.
He's hot. Have you seen what they've been doing with Suicide Lady?
I have not. I don't think I want to know.
His name is Swinger Side.
Oh yeah, no thank you.
He comes down.
Lee hits a distance clothesline on Daniels and tags the Colt so he can make the pin. The Dark Order and Coco Bennett win. Then we don't get a capitalization on that because
since he's in the Dark Order, is his name Colt Cabana?
It could be
CULT.
I like what you did there.
Maybe.
I like what you did there. Maybe not. It all depends.
Black Snow is very clever.
Yeah. Then we have Big Swole comes out and had disguise, but she's wearing a COVID mask. Yeah, as people say. She's arguing with Britt and Gonzalez, and she throws something. I like it. It's like a piece of paper, and she throws it at Baker's face. It like bounced off her face, and then it like hits Britt Baker, and she is just doing this over dramatic screaming because Big Swole hit her with a piece of paper. I just thought it was, heel Britt Baker has been great. So, and she still passes notes to Tony Schiavone while he's on commentary. Main event time, since obviously the main event couldn't be Cage and Moxley. We're going with Chris Jericho coming out with Santana and Ortiz versus freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. So I had to say both these guys put on a show here because I think this is probably one of the best matches Orange Cassidy has had in AEW. What would you say?
I'm right there behind you. This match with Neville was pretty good. I mean, his match with Pac was pretty good, but his match with Jericho was even better.
Yeah, I think this is the one. Like he really took Cassidy and Jericho really took each other to the limit. So we get Cassidy, is fighting. They're going back and forth with Chris Jericho, and then he goes for the lion tamer, the old school knee in the back. He calls over to the bottom ropes, but Jericho drags him back. Then he counters with an inside creative near fall, and then he goes by the ropes, and they said Tan throws some orange juice in his face. Never seen that used before in wrestling. So he throws orange juice in the face, and then here come the best friends out without Trent's mom, and come out there and help out by beating up Santana and Ortiz. And then so Jericho hits the code breaker, or what's it called, the OC, the code, or something like that. The code breaker, but Orange Cassidy kicks out, and Jericho he hits a back elbow. I thought it was a Judas effect, but it was just a regular back elbow. Looks for another lion tamer, a lion salt, but then nobody's home. And then Cassidy hits the Michinoku driver for a near fall. So I was like, who is really going to take this matchup. As he trades shots, Cassidy hits the Slumdog Millionaire by Total World, the DDT. Oh, excuse me, the Stun Dog Millionaire, I think they call it.
Yes, it's a Total World Stunner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then hits the Total World DDT. Near fall, he goes for the Superman Punch, but Jericho hits the Judas Effect for the win. Chris Jericho wins, beats Orange Cassidy, and that was the end of Fyter Fest Night 2. So, I'm telling you, they went neck and neck at tonight's show. So, I have to ask you, who wins for tonight? AEW or NXT? I'm sorry with you.
I'm going to go and say AEW Dynamite.
Okay.
They just did real good in my opinion. I just thought a lot of things were just better in my opinion. You know, the street fight was very good. And the Adam Cole and Keith Lee match was very good, but those were the only two things in the Gargano match. But I don't know, I just feel like this Orange Cassidy match was just incredible.
I thought it was a very, very close battle between these two shows, and I'm trying to be fair and not give it a neutral grade. Like they both won. I gotta find a way to see who won here, but I think I'm going to go. I don't know which way to go because NXT and that Keith Lee moment was great, along with the debut of Mercedes Martinez, and then Swerve Scott and Gargano, and then me, Yim, and the Street. Oh, they both had the same amount of good things, and then some boring things also. I think I want to give it to. I think I gotta give it to NXT.
Oh, sugar duggy.
I think Great American Bash beat Fyter Fest both nights. I'm sorry. Look, because that main event with the Keith Lee and Adam Cole thing, look, Orange Cassidy and Jericho was good too, but there's nothing on the line for that other than pride. This one, everything was really on the line. That street fight started out great. So did the tag team title matches, but you already knew Private Party wasn't going to win that one. And them ladies killed each other in that street fight. Gargano and Swerve was easier to follow because you knew with that 8-man tag this was going to be a clusterfuck. It was great spots, but the match was what it was. The whole, I like the Taz promo, the whole Nyla Rose thing, her getting the manager and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, I think NXT had the good stuff and they had Mercedes Martinez debut. NXT gets the win for me. Great American Bash has beat Fyter Fest, but you guys can also post down in the comments who you thought won when it came to the Wednesday Night War. So next week is Fight for the Fallen for AEW and regular NXT also. So we're going to see what the ratings has. Since we're recording this way earlier than we usually do, we're going to see what the ratings has to bring. But that was the Wednesday Night War, guys. You guys can listen make sure you listen to this on YouTube, and then you get the full show. Listen to it on the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling Podcast, obviously. So it's Mr. A&E and the Prime Time. We're gonna move on